I initially thought that Pokémon would never catch my interest again, despite me being there when the originals released in the 90s and me being part of the franchise's first big hype. Each new generation of Pokémon felt like the same exact game, meticulously copy-pasted to appeal to new generations of children, with the only big differences being new sets of monsters added to the old formula. It wasn't made for me, and that was okay. But then came Pokémon Legends Arceus on Switch, the first open world title in the series, which caught me by surprise. It certainly wasn't without flaws, the graphics were severely undercooked, and it was shocking to see a first-party open-world game with such a bad visual fidelity on the same platform as Breath of the Wild. However, Legends finally moved the series forward with an innovative 3D concept. It also seemed to aim for slightly older audiences again, because the game was a little harder. If you took a wrong turn in the overworld, you could be beaten up badly. It didn't introduce new creatures, but instead built something new with the existing ones, which is a much preferred concept in my book, similar to other monster fighting JRPGs like the Shin Megami Tensei series, which always features a similar set of collectible demons, but very often veers into different directions. And now Legends 2 also seems to go for something different than the first Legends game. After playing 2 sections, there were still a few things missing that I'd need to see to be fully brought back in. But to be fair, there's potential here even if you aren't a diehard for this franchise. For one, the game seems to have managed to go even further with the real-time elements. Legends found an intuitive method to get your monsters on the field in real time, but battles still followed a turn-based structure. In CA, that's still true, and it shouldn't go away, since giving commands to your monsters turn by turn is the core of the concept. But now, even during the battles, Pokémon acts right away when you give a command. There's a downtime for each attack though, so there's basically an ATB system taking over what used to be manual turns. If they added voice commands in the next game, you might finally feel like the Pokémon trainers in the anime show. At one point there was a weirdly long slowdown after summoning a new Pokémon, where nothing happens, but honestly that never happened again, so I'm not sure I fully understood all the systems yet. The boss battles have also moved in a better direction. Arceus had those action fights where the trainers themselves took on big monsters, almost like in a beat-em-up. Here the trainer acrobatics remain, but at least you actually bring your Pokémon into battle too. Now the trainer roams the field and collects rainbow shards to trigger a Pokémon's Mega Evolution. The game also starts to look the part. After some of the disastrous visuals of the Switch generation games, Legends Z-A is shaping up to be a decent, cartoony looking game. Certainly not spectacular, not even great, and still far from what the most profitable franchise ever should look like. On Switch 2, I'd say it looks like a mid-tier Atlas dungeon crawler, something like Soul Hackers 2. I guess they managed to lower my expectations so badly that even this level of graphical fidelity feels like a win. Funnily enough, just this year Game Freak announced a big action game that actually looks on par with major PS5 productions, so apparently they are capable of advanced visuals, they just don't want to make them for Pokémon. It will sell anyway, and they don't need to convince me with decent visuals to be successful. Besides that, while it wasn't possible to really get a grip on the full gameplay loop, it clearly isn't a copy of Legends, which is a refreshing thing for the series. Now the game has dedicated fighting zones within this Paris-inspired city map, which feel akin to dungeon crawling, with alleys fenced off like labyrinths. The first area was pretty simple, but hopefully the maps get more complex later, since this type of dungeon crawling would be a change of pace in mainline Pokémon. Which brings me to my next point. One thing I very much hope for is that they keep the higher difficulty of the first Legends. In the early section I played, there was a lot of hand-holding, like being able to instantly heal for free, but that might just be your typical Pokémon intro. It seems down the line there's a system that punishes you for losing a battle, which will make you lose half of your currency. There was also a high-level Pidgeot wiping out my entire team after taking a wrong turn in the first dungeon, which gave me hope that this game won't be a cakewalk, but a meaningfully balanced JRPG. And I hope that with the right strategy, you'd be able to overcome overleveled enemies like that, similar to Metaphor last year, where you had to sneak by a huge dragon in the intro, but could also get a really good reward early on if you managed to take it down with smart tactics. Look, Pokemon doesn't need to be a Souls-like, but training your monsters and battling should at least feel meaningful. Some of the oldest games had infamously hard battles too, and those didn't scare us off as kids. So I hope they do keep some of that urgency during battles and add the necessary amount of agency to exploring the maps to really bring this very promising concept together.